What's up? Welcome back, Enchanters, to another unboxing and review of the Omega Red Limited Timed Edition by Mondo. I am so thrilled to unbox this with y'all. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Jean-Pierre Bon Jovi. I'm a collector at heart. I'm an 89 baby, but 90s kid. And X-Men the Animated Series alongside Batman the Animated Series are just two of my ultimate favorite iconic cartoon series growing up. And the moment I saw these figures, if you've been watching my channel, we have every single one ever made, every single timed edition as well. And I'm so excited to unbox this bad boy. Now, if you're curious where I got this on mondoshop.com. It is no longer available. It was exclusive to only 1,000 units. This is unit number 570, and it is none other than Omega Red.
1 mutant or 100, they shall all bow before the great Soviet Empire.
Now, before we unbox this bad boy, regarding price point, I forgot. I believe it was like $245. This released in September for pre-order. I'm really surprised it shipped out so early. It actually arrived via DHL. So really thrilled that it came literally a week after I received my Gambit figure. So pumped about that. Now, this piece, even though it is a timed exclusive, there is no intention as of now of them releasing a new one. It's very limited with the amount of accessories and switch outs he comes with. But there is no announcement of a future piece of this ever being released again. Again, that's just as of the recording of this video. Mondo has not announced that. He's not the most popular character, but he has already sold out. And again, if you want this in the aftermarket, you're going to be paying about $500+ on this. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it is. These figures are very limited in their run, and because of their exclusivity, they're worth it, because edition size of just 1,000 or less, even 1,500 or less, is quite small. So without further ado, let's open this bad boy up. Now, if you are familiar with this series, you know that these are all 1/6 scale, meaning if you were to get 6 of these and mount one on top of the other, it would be a life-size version. So, yay! Now, I did open this. I always open it prior to the video. I never take it out of the packaging, but I would just open it to make sure nothing was missing just from opening it. And let's talk about how freaking awesome is this. Zoom in on the art box. So the art box actually has his tentacles, and they are moving. So be mindful of that, especially if you're going to resell this in the future. Be very mindful of this unit carton because you don't want those tentacles bending at all, because that could affect the resale value of this piece. But I think that's so freaking rad. Look at that. Here we have stills and cell shots of what the renders were during the making of the animated series. And how freaking awesome is this? Now, Mondo did announce that they are making the next piece is going to be Rogue, followed by Cyclops. So I'm so excited. Those are the two new pieces I know we're getting this year. And it looks like they'll be releasing about 3 to 4 pieces a year, which is pretty awesome. These pieces, as you all know, can retail anywhere from like $225 to $265. So, you know, it's a lot of money. So at least if you're able to budget about $1,000 before taxes a year on this hobby, that's something to consider because it is quite an expensive hobby. So when you do open this up, it is Velcroed, and there you have it. You have Omega Red inside, and here you have a little bit of a bio behind his character. As you zoom in on that, you can pause on that if you choose to read that. He looks amazing. Let me tell you, he looks very bulky and big. So let's go ahead, open this bad boy up. We're going to take him out of the box. We're going to show you all points of articulation, give this piece a review, zoom in on it as well, so y'all can experience it for yourself and decide whether or not you may want to get this in the secondary market. That's a decision that's totally up to y'all. But let's unbox this bad boy, and I'm excited. And we're back, Enchanters. So let's start off with articulation in the figure itself. Now, Homeboy is massive. Just like the Beast, he stands at 13 inches tall. He is huge. Now, before we go into all the additional pieces, let's talk about articulation. His head has a very little give to it. Now, it can rotate fully, but because of his hair on his back and his sides, there really is little to no articulation on the head. His arms do move upward, and they do turn fully, so that is an option for you if you did want to do that. And he is single jointed at the forearm. His hand does rotate fully, but it does not swirl back and forth. And again, that's because all the excessive padding on this piece. His arm also does go side to side as well, so stuff to bear in mind. As for his torso area here, by his abs, there is little to almost no give. There is movement, but again, because of all of this armature on him, it just doesn't allow for that. As for his legs, now I will say, I'm not sure about y'all, but mine had like an oily residue all over this piece, like almost like a lubricant all over the piece. And this leg in particular is very, as you can see, look, you can actually see the lubricant right over there. So, I've noticed that on this piece. It hasn't damaged the piece by any means, but I'm noticing that. This leg right here I'm noticing is very loose in general. There is the ball joint, but it just is loose. It's not as tight as the other figures. It is a lot looser. So that's something I have noticed. Now his knees are double jointed, so they do bend on both angles. So something to bear in mind. There you have it. As you can see, there's like a lubricant. So they added a lubricant to this figure. I'm not sure if maybe a lot of the previous ones were breaking on people, and that's probably why. Again, it hasn't affected the paint at all. And then his leg, it also, I've never seen this on a figure. It does that, so that's pretty awesome. It does go side to side as well. Well, technically, it can go all the way around. It's actually, there's a ball joint there. So it does do a 360, which is quite rad. And then as for his actual leg, it goes up and down, and it does swerve left to right, as is standard with all the other figures. Now let's take a moment and appreciate all of this cell shading. It is absolutely remarkable. It's iconic to the aesthetic of the series. Just amazing. Now, the portrait that comes on default is him grinning, just like that grin face. This is the back of him. He has those baby blue highlights, the black, the lavender, lilac, a little bit of that mauve, pink. So it's something you'll notice all around it. It has a lot of color to him. His hair has like that taupe, white, and almost like banana yellow, lime hue to it. His padding looks freaking awesome. So that's the figure itself. Hopefully he'll stand. Now, he does come with a base. I'm not going to utilize, I don't ever utilize these bases. And they went back to this side base here, which y'all know I hate so much. There's always that fear that this can scratch the paint. It also takes away from the piece. I don't know why they just don't do the crotch one like Batman does. They did it with the Gambit, but they didn't do it with this. Anyway, this I put back in the box. I'm not going to be utilizing it. Now, let's talk about the hand switch outs. He comes with the closed fist, and he only comes with one other additional pair of hand switch outs. And it is none other than these. As we zoom in here. There we go. So you get 2 open hands. This one has the cell shading on the inside of the palm, versus this one has it on the outside of the hand. I actually think I like these a lot more than the fist, especially when he's going to expose his tentacles. He does come with 2 sets of tentacles. He has these smaller ones. So these are about, I like to say maybe about 3, almost 3.5, 4 inches. Let's just zoom in on that, sorry. So they have that cell shading there. They are malleable, so they do have those little air pockets, making them malleable, which is pretty, again, appreciate that detail to it. And if you are curious, they do insert, and they insert quite steadily and sturdy right through here, which I love. They don't fall out, they don't move, they're quite awesome. So awesome way to peg this in there. Ooh, again, he is a big boy, and I don't want him falling. Don't fall on me, bro. All right. And then we have the really long tentacles. These are about, I like to say, almost about 13 inches long. They're quite massive. These are the ones I'm actually going to display him with. As you can see the cell shading there. These are freaking rad. These look incredible. And last but certainly not least, you're going to get 2 additional portraits. This one right here is him grinning. Looks phenomenal. Again, nothing changes except for the face. The hair has remained the same. And then the last portrait is him with an open mouth, about like ready to get into combat. Again, phenomenal. Very, very limited in the additional accessories, and that makes it believe that there will never be another piece. This was your only opportunity to own this piece. I can almost guarantee that this is not getting a second print run, because I mean, what accessories are they going to take away? It comes with very few to begin with. So if you are a Mondo collector, I'm going to tell you this right now. They release them, I like to say, about 3 to 4 a month, a year. So you do want to save for these. You ideally want to purchase it when it launches. Usually with these pieces, they've been limiting them only to 1,000, and sometimes they'll keep a lot of the timed editions open for a week exactly. So they can do up to like 3,000 units, 4,000 units, up till the allotment has ended if it's a more popular character, like a Robin or a Batgirl. I'm sorry, that's Batman the Animated Series. But like, let's say if they were going to do like a Storm, for instance, like a timed edition Storm, they would keep that open for an entire week, and whoever places that order that week secures it. Now, payment is due up front. I do believe you can do it. You can opt into like a payment plan. There is but within 2 months and pay it off in 2 months. That's another option for you as well. But that's something to bear in mind, because once this hits the secondary market, y'all, you're paying over double MSRP. So do bear that in mind. It is quite an expensive hobby. Nevertheless, this looks spectacular, y'all. It is a 1/6 scale, 13-inch action figure. I mean, it's beyond anything. I'm just so incredibly impressed by this line. So excited I got into it right on time. And I own every single one thus far, and I want to continue to collect them because I'm a completionist. And I'm curious to know what your thoughts are, enchanters. Don't forget to hit that smash button, subscribe to this channel. It means the absolute world. Follow us on socials over on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. We upload a lot of content there. We also do giveaways. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for joining our collective. Stay blessed and keep collecting, enchanters.